gonna do a pack of white chocolate chips. Okay, I texted my neighbors asking if they wanted my sourdough starter because it's ready to use and I'm just not in the mood to mix bread anymore. Instead, they texted back, we don't need bread, but can you please make us a strawberry white chocolate loaf? I love my neighbors and I'm a pushover, so let's make my neighbors a white chocolate strawberry loaf. Starter. She's definitely ready to use. She smells really good too. First, I'm gonna do 650 grams of water. If you didn't know, yes, I do have a website. It looks like this. The first one here says sourdough. Once you're gonna click on that little bubble, it's gonna open up all of my sourdough recipes. So I have a lot of recipes on here. You just hit the next page and you just browse whatever you wanna make. I mean, look how good it looks. That looks incredible. 100 grams, 200 grams of sourdough starter. This makes 2 loaves, so if you're wanting just 1 loaf, keep that in mind. Look how fluffy and bubbly that is, and it's floating on the water. I'll whisk like this, whisk everything up together. Now I'm adding 1,000 grams of bread flour. I'm using unbleached bread flour. And then I'm gonna add 20 grams of salt. Because this is a sweet loaf, you wanna make sure that you're adding salt too. That way the salt will balance out the sweetness perfectly. And then now I'm adding 30 grams of sugar. I'm just gonna mix everything together. I'm gonna take my jewelry off because nobody wants that in their bread. I'm gonna go wash my hands really quick. Okay, by the way, look how beautiful this bowl is. It's from Mason Cash. It's so gorgeous. Perfect for Valentine's coming up. Okay, I'm just gonna mix this very well until there's no dry flour left. Okay, your dough is gonna be sticky like this at first, but that's okay. It's gonna smooth out as we do the stretch and folds. This is gonna be the most important part of the recipe. You guys have to keep your dough in a warm area. Keep it on a heating pad, put it into your oven, turn on the heat just a little bit, put it in your microwave, whatever you have to do, but you have to keep the dough warm. I like to use the oven sometimes, but I also prefer using the heating pad. I'm so lazy to take out the heating pad right now, so I'm just putting this in the oven. But whatever you do, just make sure it's warm. What do I do with the rest of my starter? Well, I'm too lazy to feed it, so I'm gonna actually just close it and put it into my fridge and probably feed it tomorrow or sometime within the next few days. The first stretch and fold, I have a pack of freeze-dried strawberries. Can't open it. I like to crush mine. And then I'm gonna do a pack of white chocolate chips. Okay, with wet hands, go ahead and start doing the stretch and folds. I like to add my inclusions during the stretch and fold. That way it's incorporated better throughout the dough versus when you do it in the final shaping. I feel like when it's in the final shaping, you don't get it distributed in the dough as well as it should be. Okay, now I'm gonna cover this and let this sit for another 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how warm your area is. If it's colder, have it sit from like 30 minutes to an hour. If it's warmer, 30 minutes is gonna be fine. So just kind of use your best judgment there. The second stretch and fold, you guys, you're gonna hear a lot of the kids in the background, but do you see how fluffy my dough is? It's not flat, it's not dense, it is so fluffy. Even like when I touch it, it's so fluffy feeling. That's why it's so important to keep it in a warm area. Smells so good. I'm gonna go put kids to sleep, go wash my face, and then I'll be back for the third stretch and fold.